Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds in 3 years. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, make sure you click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate in on the discussion, you can join me most weekdays on YouTube around 4 p.m. Central, where I go live to give just kind of a daily update of my progress and diet. If you'd like to reach out to me outside of YouTube, you can consider joining the Discord I created. There's a link for that down in the description below. Also, down in the description below is a link to a Pinterest board that has a lot of our family's favorite whole food plant-based meals recipes there. So it's a great place to get those. Today is 760 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. I've used in a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food plant-based salt, oil, sugar-free diet to lose over 228 pounds so far. I am 25 months in. Today was my 25-month weigh-in, and I am about 70 pounds from my goal weight. So I'm excited to, I'm actually like, excited to reach my goal weight this year and spend the rest of my life at a healthy weight. If anybody has any non-scale victories they want to share, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I love hearing about those as well. And with any diet, I believe that one of the most important things is what are some of the things that you are doing to make staying on your diet easier than the alternative. Let's go switch over here. Today is weigh-in Wednesday. I am not doing the weigh-in on the live stream. If you want to check out my weigh-in, you can go to my channel and watch the update video I did this morning. But I weighed in at 291.6 pounds. So I lost 0.2 of a pound over the past week here. And actually, it was 2 weeks. I didn't even think about that. That was a 2-week space that because I didn't weigh in last week. So I lost 0.2 of a pound over 2 weeks. But during that 2-week period, there was the Thanksgiving holiday, and we had lots of travel, lots of stress, and my weight has rapidly been dropping the last couple days. So I'm excited to see what happens the next couple days as I get back into the swing of things after the traveling. But it was nice to be able to travel, enjoy myself, eat lots of wonderful food, hang out with lots of friends, and come back and not have gained weight. And I felt great the whole time too. It's something I didn't mention this morning, or I don't think I've mentioned, but a lot of times on holidays, you have times after you eat where you feel just stuffed full and you don't feel great. And I never really had that this past week. You know, I was stuffed full, but I felt great still. So that was wonderful. Some comments here. Tennis and Yoga Girl says, hello, everybody. You're going to watch later when you're on the treadmill. You got to get those steps in. Absolutely. I hope you're having a great day. Pretty Girl's mom. Hi, Rick, Christy, Carrie, Anthony, Our Tiny Acres, Plant Powered Peddler, Janet, all hi. And Rick says he saw the weigh-in. Fantastic. Thank you, Rick. It was, like I said, great to be able to get on the scale and to see a little bit of a drop, or at least not see an increase, because when I got back and I got on the scale Monday, it was pretty awful. Like I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was close to 95. You know, it's like 3-4 pounds heavier than I am today. So the weight came off quick after I got back into my routine. And like I said, hopefully I see a little bit of a drop over the next few days as well. it's been a crazy busy couple days, and I've got a lot of things I've been working on, but it's been nice to be back home and to be in the swing of it. It wasn't even really until Monday that I had realized that it had been 6 days that I was gone, and uh, it went by very quickly. But it's nice to be back and in getting back into the habit, into the swing of things. The One of the things I was gonna talk, so I'm curious what you guys. Rick said you saw the weigh-in. I'm gonna try to do my weigh-ins as a separate video from the live streams, just for my channel itself. I've noticed that if you go to my channel, the content that pops up right away is my videos, and I don't have a lot of videos. And in fact, my last video I ever did was a live stream that I maybe re-uploaded because there was an issue with something. And so I'm going to post that. I may try to do some other quick videos. I don't have a ton of time to sit down and do a long format video that would require a lot of editing. But if you guys have any topics that you'd want me to go over, let me know, down in the comments down below what different topics you'd like to maybe see me do a just separate video on that topic versus the live stream I do here. One of the things I wanted to talk about, and I don't really know what much to talk about with it, is just the accountability and how much it plays a role in weight loss and how difficult it is to hold ourselves accountable. For me, with my weight loss this time, I really have to attribute some of my success to creating this YouTube channel and this accountability platform for myself. And it wasn't it was on purpose. Like I wanted to put myself out there and try to create accountability towards others, because it's really hard to hold yourself accountable. And it's even harder to hold yourself accountable when you've got a history of failing, with it, when that's what happens to many of us that get overweight, is that we have a history of failing different diets, and it compounds and it gets to be tougher to stick to diets over time. And for me, I got to a point where I was just fed up with it. And from 2013 until 2020, I didn't um I didn't give any concern about my weight or what I was gaining, or how things were going. And uh in I would, in my head, I would try to start diets here some days, or just kind of be like, oh, today's the day, or Monday's going to be the day. And it's for a long time I would kind of do it in secret. I would be like, oh, in my head, it was just kind of in my, today's going to be the day. I'm going to eat better today. I'm not going to make the bad choices today. I wouldn't usually tell Carrie or make it vocal to anybody else, so that when I failed, the only person that I was failing that day was myself. And a lot of times um, I would, um, I would hold myself accountable for just hours, or not even hours, like on my way to work, I would uh say, okay, I'm not going to have fast food today. And I would drive by the first three fast food places, and I would, you know, resist. And I'd say, no, not today. I'm not eating at you today, and by the time I got to the fourth or fifth place, I convinced myself, you know what, maybe I will just wait till tomorrow, or I'll wait till the next day. And it was very difficult to hold myself accountable. And without having any type of physical or medical crisis that required change, it made it even more difficult. So a lot of times the next place you go for that accountability is your loved ones and your family. And like I said, I would always avoid that. And when I was doing diets, that was kind of my uh, barometer, or my of how serious I was with the diet, is if I told anybody, if I actually told Carrie, hey, I want to start losing weight, then every time I ever said to Carrie, hey, I want to do something to start losing weight, she jumped right at it. What do you want to do? What can we do for, to get you there? And it was uh it's great to have that support, but at the same time, there's a fear of disappointing that person that you are asking for that support. And so if you do get to a point where you do reach out and say, hey, I want to start losing weight, I'm going to do these things. You do have family and friends that will support you, and they're going to show you, you're going to create some accountability because you've told them and you've gotten to the that point. But after a while, your diet might not be sustainable. That's what always happened to me. I was never on a sustainable diet. So when I would start to crack or I would cheat, Carrie might have called me out the first time or the first couple times. But then after a while, your loved ones don't want to nag you about your diet. They don't want to be causing you any more stress than you're putting on yourself. So, like I said, they may call you out the first couple times, but eventually they're not going to call you out as much because they don't want to be a nag on you as well. And uh and you lose that accountability. First it starts out as a great accountability, your family, your friends, your loved ones, maybe you're losing weight for them, or because you want to be around to see them. But when you eat a diet that's unsustainable and you start to lose um, that dedication to the diet, they they just want to support you. They're supporting you. They're not supporting the diet. So when you start to have stressful things, they're gonna back off. And like I said, you lose that accountability. What I had in the past, there's a couple different places where I had gone to meetings for accountability. I went to Weight Watchers for multiple times throughout my adult life to try to lose weight. And I really always enjoyed how the that experience was for me. I didn't always enjoy the environment. I It got kind of catty, and Weight Watchers was all about, buying these products and all kinds of other things. Uh and so it wasn't really for me, but I did see things I liked about it. Then in 2013, I started to meet with the doctor who had me taking a prescription of a appetite suppressant. And I did that for about 9 months. And throughout that 9 months, there was a weekly meeting on Thursdays. And I loved going to that meeting. It was completely different than Weight Watchers. We would go, we would weigh in, we would talk about things, but it wasn't like you got prizes and there was achievements. It was just a group of 8 people that were all like-minded, all trying to lose weight and doing this program that the doctor had set up. And I really liked that because I had seen a lot of success. And so when I was at those meetings, I was kind of the one people were like continuing to look at to say, what's he doing to succeed? Because I want to do what he's doing. And then once I stopped taking the medication because I was not allowed to take it any longer because of the side effects, then I fell off that wagon. I didn't want to go back to those meetings because I was gaining weight, because I was eating an unsustainable diet. And so this for me, it is, it's been great to have this platform to have accountability. And I wish I could give you guys a platform like this, like you have to, I had to take steps to do this. I would say that if you are looking for somewhere to kind of look for accountability, to check out the Discord, to kind of share what you have going on there and let us know what's going on. And, again, a lot of this is a self accountability thing, like in the end, I'm saying that this channel is what's created my accountability, but I'm the one that created this channel. I could make it disappear tomorrow if I wanted to, and then that accountability goes away. So it wasn't necessarily that I created an accountability platform outside of myself. Well, I did, but it was to make myself more accountable. I had to find that accountability in myself in the end. And it's been great to have it. And if you can find meetings to go to talk to people, I think that would be great. It's really tough though, because I don't know if there's any, there's not really meetings for people that eat this way, like everybody has their own segments of things. And, but I think that a big part of getting healthier is also sharing with other people. Tell that loved one that you want to get started. Don't hide from them. Just stop avoiding that conversation. That's the first place you go, is create some accountability with them, and then start to maybe, I had a buddy of mine that was talking about wanting to inspire people, and because he had lost some weight, and I was like, start an Instagram up, just post the food that you're eating, post the tracker, like just if you're tracking on an app, just post that on there and just put some hashtags on there. And eventually some people might start following you, and then you start kind of building from that. And that's what I did with this. I just started posting videos, and I shared them in a few places, and I put some tags on the videos, and I had a few people watching me. And I still only have a few people watching me, really, but at least I've become consistent too, and that's a big part of creating that platform, is the consistency. If you create your own Instagram account and you only post once a month, then you're not going to be able to use that for accountability. Like my Instagram, it's on the screen. I hardly post to it. It's not my accountability. The YouTube is where I get my accountability. So, yeah, just do your best and quit keeping it to yourself is a big part of it. Quit keeping it to yourself. Start sharing with people. They'll reach out, they'll give you resources, and start eating a diet that is sustainable. Like there's so many people that get pushed to eating unsustainable diets, low calorie diets, and it's just not great for you in the long run. A few comments here. Plant powered peddler here. A pretty girl's mom asked plant powered peddler how it's going at True North. And they say plant powered peddler, Janet, I'm just gonna call you Janet. How's that sound here? Says that they're feeling pretty weak today. What is this? You're on day 2, it looks like. And you're enjoying listening to me and Chef AJ and Be Green with Amy. That's awesome. You just took a nap. You don't know how John fasted and kept working. Wow. Yeah, I've talked about this a lot. I was very sedentary. To get to 520 pounds, you can't be very active. So I didn't increase my activity at all throughout the fast. I believe that a lot of people get this idea that they can go do all this work. And I just, from my research and past experiences, I knew that it was going to be best for me to just be as sedentary as possible. So you may be at the True North Clinic, and being very sedentary there. But when I was 520 pounds, I don't know that I would have been much more active than being in, because the only activity I had was getting up, getting into my car, driving to my office, getting out of my car, and the reverse of that on the way home. So, um, and then I worked at a computer, so I was able to survive it. But yeah, that's great. I'm glad that you are getting through it out there. It sounds like uh, it's not easy, and it isn't easy, but you have lots of great resources there. Like for me with fasting, what I tell people is you need to just be confident that your body is able to do this. Like it's part of, especially at True North, it's part of our physiology. It's humans are physiologically adapted to be able to fast. So you fasting is something that your ancestors had to do over the course of the past millennia. And so just be confident that you can get through it, and take it easy, like that's great. Let's see. Queen Shailene says that you are making some deconstructed cabbage rolls for dinner. That sounds delicious. Carrie says she's making some of the plant-based Gabriel's 3-2-1 burgers. Yes, those are wonderful. I love them. Noel says, hi all, just made it in. Good to see you all. Good to see you too. Thanks for checking out the video. Colleen says, you need a nap. Yes, I could take a nap. It's been a busy day. Yes, I'll try to just remember calling you Janet there. You are not sitting up. You're just laying down. Yeah. You're confident. Your weight is, oh, wow. You're not very overweight at all. um, your weight is 112.9, and they're going to let you do it unless you go down to 107. Okay. It's for healing. That's great. And that's really good that you're working on that there. I really, it was, my body did some crazy things throughout the fast. And one of the things that happened was actually at the end of my fast. It was right as I refed that I have had. I had issues with my ankle swelling, but right at the end of the fast, my feet just had this awful pain in them. So much so that I called the pediatrician and set up an appointment for like a month later, and was I'd use crutches for a day, like just because I couldn't walk around. And after that, the pain started to go away, and I had this weird feeling in my ankle as if the best way I could explain it was it's like when your hand goes to sleep and you are, did I say pediatrician? I meant whatever a foot doctor is. I might have said podiatrist. Podiatrist. I went to a podiatrist. If I said pediatrician, I'm sorry. Yes, a podiatrist. I went to a podiatrist about my feet, not a pediatrician. I showed up at the pediatrician and they looked at me really funny. I mean, the biggest kid I've ever seen. So I went to the podiatrist, and but it was this weird, like, for like a week I had this pain that, like I said, it was like when your fingers are getting the circulation back in them after they've gone to sleep. And so I was never really worried about it, but uh, I know that it was all part of the healing, and the inflammation in my leg going away, the sleep apnea going away. That really happened very quickly with the fast. So um, I've seen and heard lots of great benefits with the fasting. So good luck to you with everything, and I hope it goes awesome. It says here, Janet says that you've been plant exclusive for 2 years and you've lost 80 pounds in all. That's amazing, and um, it's really just awesome to, people like you and Chef AJ, where like you didn't just lose weight and get close to being a healthy weight. You're actually like at a healthy weight. from being way overweight. There was a video I had seen that Dr. McDougall was talking to a doctor, and they kind of, Dr. McDougall had mentioned that his diet, like his programs, he has a hard time with that last 25 pounds or the last 15 pounds. And they were talking about adding exercise or things that you could do. And I know that Dr. Lisle talks about behavioral equilibrium and kind of adjusting the food and the exercise to make things get to where you want to be. But it's just so, and it's really inspiring to me for people like you to get to an actual healthy weight, because that was something that I decided I wanted to do when I started this channel, and I had no idea I was going to eat a plant-based diet. I really had other ideas, but none of those diets really have examples of people who got to a healthy weight and have maintained and held on to that healthy weight. It's something where it's like, as long as you stick to this rigid calorie intake, you'll be at a healthy weight, and you have to go work out for an hour and a half every day. And if you can't figure it out, then you're 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 not working hard enough, So it's great to see that. Let's see. Janet says that you joined Chef AJ's FFOF and you got buddies. And let's see. Tennis and Yoga Girl says your husband and you drove from the Midwest to the East Coast for Thanksgiving. Highway stops only offered junk food. Thankful you packed a whole food, plant-based food, and walked while away. Happy to be home again. Yes, it was a lot for us for traveling. And the interesting thing that I've found is that when we're traveling and we get hungry, I tend to be more like, hey, let's look for grocery stores. Let's not look for convenience stores. Let's go to, find a big town. A big town is going to have a grocery store. Let's go in there, grab some oranges, apples, grab, actual produce, as opposed to a gas station, because they don't have a lot there. Let's see. Janet said, you're left of the red line no matter what. Yes, that's something I got to get better at. I feel like, there's lots of things that I let in that are right of that red line, and, you use justifications and all kinds of things. So that's great that you are solidly left of the red line no matter what. You say here that you're rooting for me. Thank you. Going to keep following and watch you make it. And then keeping it off is a challenge, but the brain works hard to get you to put it back on. Yes, I can imagine that it will be difficult when I get to my goal weight. And it's because it'll be easier to justify. Right now, it's easy for me to argue against. It's easy for me to say, no, stay away from it. You're not to your goal, but once you get to your goal, you lose that kind of tool. So, Sonia says here that you like shopping for bananas on the road, and sometimes they are too green. Yes, that is the difficulty of buying bananas on the road, is that a lot of times they end up being green. And Rick says he always brings a bunch of potatoes on the road. Yeah, that was something that we did very well on the trip down. I wish we would have done a better job on the trip back with having food, but I knew that home was ahead of me and there was bound to be something at home that I could eat. So it was something I talked about ahead of time. Have food in your future. Be able to say to yourself, I don't have to eat right now because I have food in my future. And that was something with that. So with that, I am going to get out of here today. Thanks for let's see, Janet here real quick says we've had years of conditioning and watching YouTube videos of plant powered quality reconditions this brain to stay the course. Oh, okay. You were asked, Queen Shailene asked me, let's ask you a question. So, right. The, That's awesome. Yeah, stay the course. Absolutely. That's been something that I've been really doing a good job with here the last couple months, and I'm very happy to be sticking with it. And like I said yesterday, it's just culminating of feeling a little bit better every day. You know, like the the biggest thing for me right now is like the feeling like my bones, you know. And actually, you know what the biggest thing right now is? It's too cold outside. It's way too cold outside. And it was never this cold when I was 520 pounds. I was always warmer than I am now. Like at my office, I have got my door closed and the heater running just so it's warmer in my office. So that's really a big change for me is that I don't have that extra layer of insulation. It's been, that's the most frustrating thing. So anyways, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I appreciate all you guys so much. And it's absolutely um, been amazing so far. Janet says you're cold too. You're so glad you can put layers on and then take them off. Yes, that's the nice thing about that is you can always take layers off in the winter, and in the summer it used to get pretty hot, and you know I didn't do much at all in the summer outside. So anyway, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video and supporting my channel so far, and I am looking forward to the future. Like I said, if you have any ideas for videos that you might want me to do on specific topics or items, leave it down in the comments below, and I will do that. Or maybe even go over to the Discord. I think I have a channel, video suggestion thing on the Discord channel if you have any ideas for different videos. But I'm out of here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, get subscribed to the channel. If you haven't clicked on the bell icon to get alerted when I go live, click on that bell icon. If you haven't liked the video and commented down below, comment down below and like the video. And if you haven't started your diet yet, get started right now. There's nothing coming up that's more important than your health and your well-being. Everybody who gets to their goals looks back and says, I wish I would have started sooner. I'm not even to my goal, and I absolutely wish I would have started sooner. So get started right now, guys. I appreciate you all. You have a wonderful evening. I will see you tomorrow.